Greetings, my name's Tim Johnson. This is Recovery, Strength, Hope and Courage. I wasn't going to make a video today, but I'm making one entitled Never Take Recovery for Granted. And the reason I'm making that is I could sort of feel compelled to. Like I say, I wasn't going to make any video today, and the reason for that is that I know when I come on here, normally I'm full of positivity, or trying to be full of positivity, which I am, and telling you how great life is without alcohol and drugs, which it is. But I'm a normal human being, just as you are, and I have bad days. I have great days, but I sometimes have very bad days, and and also I try not to reflect, and I try not to look back, and I try not to regret. But again, I'm a human being, and we're frail human beings, and I can practice mindfulness as much as I like, which I do on a daily basis, and I live in the moment as much as I can. It takes a lot of practice, but it's great when you get there. But there are times, especially when I get sort of bad days and black moods, when I look back and I do regret things that I did in the past. But really, what this is about today is that it's about a mindset. Really, it's about controlling your mind and getting rid of that little voice in your head, that little voice that tells you, "Pour me, sort of pour me another drink, or take a drug," or that whispers in your ear when you have bad days, when you're bored, when you're complacent, which you can never be in recovery. You can never allow yourself to be bored, and never allow yourself to be complacent, because recovery takes work. It takes a strong mindset. That mindset gets easier as you go into recovery. I mean, today I worked out earlier. I don't normally count days because sort of counterproductive in a way for me. I sort of look back, and I've written down the dates that I last took drugs and opiates, and I last drank a drink, an alcoholic drink, and I discovered today that I am 243 days clear of opiates, and I think it is 143 days clear of alcohol. That's right, 143 days clear of alcohol. And controlling your mind and controlling that little voice gets easier. It's never easy, but it gets easier as you get stronger and you get more and more into recovery, because you know you don't want and never can touch alcohol or drugs again. You know it's a poison. You know you don't want to put it in your body. You know you don't want to put it in your mouth. But like today, I'll give you an example, and this is important for you to understand this. I woke up this morning. I live in Spain, which is normally the Costa del Sol, where I live, the Costa del Sol. Today, it's the Costa del pissing down with rain. And it is a horrible, dark, windy, miserable, cold day, which is really unusual for here, but we've got a few days of it. But disregarding that, because that wasn't the reason I just woke up in a black mood. We all, like I say, we all have them. I was a bit lost because it was absolutely torrential outside. I couldn't go down to the gym. I couldn't go on my normal long sort of 10K walk that I do on a daily basis. I couldn't go out and see people or have a coffee, I thought. And I was getting darker and darker and darker mood. And the little voice starts tingling in the back of your head, and like I say, I tell that little voice to fuck off now, like, go away. And I see the thoughts for what they are. But it was really difficult this morning. It was almost like stepping back in time in the days when I was in this apartment drinking vodka and taking tramadol like they were sweets, and in a stupor, and just couldn't get out of bed and didn't want to move, didn't want to do anything, And when I didn't have them, the thought having money in my pocket, going down the shops to get them would get me out of the black mood, and all the rest of it. And today, I didn't come anywhere close to doing that, but the voice came, and I told it, I saw it for what it was, and I thought, I'm like, how am I going to shake myself out of this? Because it's not been this bad for a long time. But we all have these days. So instead of giving into it, like I would have done in the past, before I was alcohol and drug free for this length of time, even though it was pissing down with rain and horrible outside and cold, I thought, sod it, bugger it. I'm not giving into this. And it was really simple when you think about it, isn't it? I put my coat on, got an umbrella, got outside, went for a nice long walk on my normal route, got soaked. Who cares? But within a couple of 100 meters, my mindset had changed. And I started with each step. I was getting more and more sort of positive, and the thoughts of depression and downness and that little voice, it all disappeared, all went. And I went into town, had a coffee with some friends, and they were wet too, or soaking wet too. And I thought to myself, you can't ever be complacent with this. You can't. You've got to work at it all the time. When that little voice comes, if you're not in the mood to tell it to f off, or you can't see that thought for what it is, get busy, do something, work out, run, walk, read, entertain yourself, write. I write. Anything. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it's raining. It doesn't matter what your circumstances are. Change that mindset immediately, and don't let those thoughts run away with you, because it's the quickest way to relapse, particularly in early recovery. As I say, I'm sort of a good few months in now, and it gets easier. But I'm going to share a story with you now. I was never going to share this story, and I'm leaving parts of it out because I don't want to embarrass my wife or my daughters and friends and people who know me. But the last time I was in serious recovery, if you like, or was in 2012. I'm going to show you something now. I'm sorry about the shaky camera. There we go. Hang on. Wait a minute. That's a tattoo on my. You can't see it really, really well, but it's a tattoo on my wrist, basically. And the tattoo is one of my favourite sayings, which I always use on these videos. It's Carpe Diem, seize the day. And the date on the tattoo is imprinted on my brain, the 28th of the 8th, 2012, which is a day that I gave up alcohol and drugs 5 years ago. I had the total support of my family. I'd come out of pub management at the time, and I'm cutting this story quite short because, as I say, I don't really want to go into the details of it. But the reason I'm sharing it with you is it taught me a valuable lesson, which I didn't see at the time. It took me 5 years to see it really now. But you can't ever relax or be complacent. So yeah, 2012, 5 years ago, they supported me. I came out of pub management, but my wife continued in that job and gave me a job because I'm a trained chef, as a breakfast and lunch chef. Take away the pressure. She also gave me 3-4 weeks off when I gave up the alcohol and drugs. I was in a hell of a state. I'd gone to her crying the umpteenth times. I mean, I did rehab in 2006, a 3-month residential rehab, which she supported me through. Didn't work. Relapsed later on, a couple of months later. I did psychotherapy. I was on Suboxone for 2 years. None of that worked. So this was the last chance. She made it very clear to me that this was my last chance, and I was determined, to see this through. And anyhow, she gave me 3 or 4 weeks off to detox and bought me vitamins and healthy food and took me down to the doctors. So I had support of the doctors. Basically, I had love and support of my beautiful wife, my daughters, friends, the doctor, everybody. And I embarked on this healthy life, much the same as I am now. Exercise, getting out in the fresh air, healthy diet, all the rest of it. But what was wrong, looking back, what wasn't right, was my mindset, and I hadn't discovered this medium yet, and also I hadn't discovered Kevin McCarthy from Onwards and Upwards, who taught me a and Ryan Donnelly, sorry, I must mention him as well, from calmsupport.com. They both taught me a totally different mindset, which was about having power over alcohol and drugs, having power over your own mind, and it's all your own choice. But I didn't know any of that then. So yeah, I embarked on this healthy lifestyle 5 years ago. And I was 3 months in. 3 months in, I was doing the breakfast chef and lunch chef's job at the pub. We were all happy. They all saw a big change in me. And I was happy. You know, I didn't see any danger on the horizon. I used to go down at 6 o'clock in the morning because I was breakfast chef and there was no one in the pub. When I went down, I'd just go straight into the kitchen and do my breakfast preparation and whatever. So, and I look back now and I think, what a fucking wanker. But this is the little voice, you know. The little voice said you can have a drink. I was feeling a bit shitty that day for whatever reason it was. I can't even remember why I felt shitty that day. And there was a wine. I had to walk past the wine fridge to get to the kitchen. I thought they won't miss a bottle. Little voice, yeah, you'll be all right. You can drink that. No one will know. No one will notice. You won't notice. Won't do you any harm. You can get away with that. And without cutting a long story short, it led to a major relapse of drugs and alcohol. Of course, they noticed. They noticed that day, and that was the end of my marriage. We separated. Although, as you know, for those of you who watch my earlier videos, and please watch my earlier videos under Recovery, Strength, Hope and Courage, Tim Johnson, and subscribe if you like what you're hearing, because it helps reach more people. Yeah, that was the end of it. Where our marriage is coming. Hopefully, I don't know whether we'll ever be back together, living together again, but we certainly love each other, and neither of us have found anyone else. But at the time, that was it. That was separation. I lost my job. I lost my home. I lost my girls. Didn't want to know me. My wife. That was it. That was the end of us living together, and I had to move out. And all because of that little voice and me not having the strength. And that was in recovery, 3 months into a strong recovery, what I thought was a strong recovery. It never is unless you concentrate on it and you're vigilant and you're not complacent. You don't allow boredom to creep in. If you have bad days like I had when I woke up this morning, you deal with it straight away. Your mindset, you have to alter it straight away. You have to become positive, and you have to see the thoughts for what they are, and it doesn't take a second. Just some exercise or some something simple, whatever your hobby is, whatever you do. This is a warning video for you, and I want you all, please, if you find it helpful, that's great, but don't fall into that trap that I did 5 years ago. I'm not in that trap anymore. I feel very strong, and I feel very privileged to have come across Onwards and Upwards, Kevin McCarthy and Ryan Donnelly, calmsupport.com, and all my people on the online community who I have got to know and love over the time. A quick couple of shout outs now. Leisha, I'm so sorry for your loss, but you've been really strong during it. Just keep going, keep fighting. I'm just very sorry for your loss, but well done on staying clean, and take care of yourself. Much love to you. And Rockin' Roberta, you said to me today, I always make you smile. You always make me smile with your positivity and your strength. You're on 2 milligrams now on a taper down from Suboxone, and you're doing brilliantly. And I know you'll do it. And I'm here for you should you need any support, which I'm sure, we all need support, don't we? And so I want to thank you all for listening to this video. I want to say to you, Carpe Diem, all of you, seize the day. I'll just shake my fist at the camera. Seize the day. It's yours if you want it. Just hold on and stay strong. Much love. Bye.